Welcome in YouTube to the final quest set for the Dawntrail Role Quests. This is like the master role quest that kind of brings everything together. It just released today. It's January 21st. When this video goes up, it's probably it's gonna be next week from here. Probably either Thursday the 30th or Saturday the 1st. I don't know which. It actually might even end up being Monday the 3rd if the January compilation goes up on Saturday the 1st. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you thought of this video and how you enjoyed it. And that you can catch me live on Twitch, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and let's get on over to the gameplay, where we're immediately going to pick the quest up from Ral Majun. Picking up the torch. Ral Majun has new tidings about an old adversary. Arilith, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Landsguard received words from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures and requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also send their earnest gratitude for your efforts. It seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody, although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them. They now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. Cool. I thought all was well, until I overheard some customers saying that the Passage of the Unbound had new leaders. This shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left, but I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Landsguard. It was a sobering reminder that as long as their leader Apyahi is free, she can rebuild and scheme again. You must have learned about the organization's workings during your search. Do you remember anything that might help us find out what she's up to? Each of her leaders was carefully selected from different regions, that's true. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Their funds were coming from Virazon. Honestly, it was all a haze. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Huh. I see Apyahi didn't care if her leaders could keep secrets. Considering what we know of her, I doubt she was a good judge of character in that respect. But even a fool can do harm with enough coin. We'd do best not to underestimate her. The Landsguard also managed to dig up information. One of those apprehended said the Passage of the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ul'dah. Interesting. Interesting. I have an idea. If Apyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause to get close to her. You might be onto something. We even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting. Arilith. I know we're asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from Apyahi and her new cohorts could prevent further incidents. What do you say? I can do that, why not? Let's do it. We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Apyahi lightly. I suggest finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making your move. Agreed. Which reminds me, those you aided are most eager to see Apyahi apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on her tail. For now, why don't you travel to Ul'dah and ask around? Perhaps our quarry has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. Seems fair. So we're heading to Ul'dah then. Okay, gather information in Ul'dah. Let's go there. There we go. Ul'dah. There's a lot more people doing this questline than I thought there would be. I know it's day one of the questline being released, but I didn't expect so many people to have done all of the role quests. Because you can't do this one until you've picked up all of the role quests and completed them. But, I mean, maybe that's a good thing. Okay, we'll go this way first, because there's someone right up here. Landibert. Shifty-eyed blokes. More shifty than usual, you mean? Well, just so happens a strange man tried to strike up a conversation with me not too long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blade a piece of my mind. He invited me to a gathering for people who sought freedom, true freedom, as he put it. Didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. Okay. Well, let's see what we got over here. Cybold! Villains who wish to topple the nations of the world. I'm afraid I haven't heard of such a group, but there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common are gripes about market fees. To hear the merchants tell it, every one of them is a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. I can't say they'd go so far as treason, though. Huh. People don't like the Sultanate? That's not surprising. It's been that way since Realm Reborn. Perturbed woman. I don't know the name Abyahi, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof, staring at passers-by with these dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. Oh, it makes my stomach churn just to imagine he still might be there. It seems a suspicious man has been recruiting disgruntled citizens for unknown purposes. Perhaps you can get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. Is this the spot where we have to be /angry? I guess so. There we go. Okay. We're in the cutscene. Do it again. You there! Mind letting me bend your ear? I sense in you a kindred spirit, one who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization, the Passage of the Unbound. You might have heard or tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. That was our doing. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors to win back the freedom they took from us. But we mean to aim even higher. And for that, we need more good men and women to lead us. Women like you. Down with the oppressors! As long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. Down with the oppressors, I feel like is the more appropriate choice here. Heh, I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll have to pass the audition first. You want a seat at the table? Prove you're worth our while. One of our own is standing by at the Gold Court. Show him this handbill and he'll lead you where you need to go. Cool. We're in. They almost made this all too easy. Okay, so Gold Court is this way. Let's head over here and see what happens. And we turn this way. Lots of people. Unbound agent. What do you want? Ah, so you wish to lead others upon the passage, eh? You're welcome to try. But fair warning, this may be the hardest trial you've had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? Yes. That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. Cool. The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what our potential leaders threw. Oh goodness. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we put our potential leaders through. So I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. I don't like that I'm having to have an audition in some strange backroom. This doesn't feel legit to me. If there's a couch and a camera, I'm bailing. I did something to do with Voidsent. Enter. Can you hear it? The cry of a child too young to know fear? Can you see it? A black bird in flight, its wings staining the azure skies. Can you feel it? Hear, feel, think? Not exactly. The shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters? The passage to a new morrow lies before you. The passage of the unbound. And with that, let us begin the audition for our new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. They all pointed in different directions. Oh yes, let the Lalafell be the one eating everything. That's awesome. And that's Yap Yahi. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda hope we can get that painting. You look disappointed somehow. I understand. You expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you are granted such an audience. Now, tell us your name. I'm gonna refuse to answer. Well done. The passage of the Unbound works in the shadows, and our true names must remain hidden until their revelation can have the most dramatic impact. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? I want to change the world. I was impressed by your previous leaders. My friend joined up, so I thought, why not? Nope, this is clearly I want to change the world. If you truly desired that, you would have done something noteworthy by now. We would be ill-advised to recommend a novice for a position of leadership. What do you mean? What was the right answer? Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. No one can craft and gather like me. I am a devil at Domin Mahjong. That one's not even true! But I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. The crafting and gathering one is also true, it's just it's not my favorite. Anyone can fight. Why am I answering so poorly? You do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? We don't need someone with muscles, we need someone who can grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation. This traitorous cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will you? Uh-oh. Oh, what's wrong? Having second thoughts? Take the weapon in hand. Oh my, look at those eyes. You can't even see her eyes. They're behind a blindfold. A killer's eyes. Well, I'm convinced. You can put that down now. This was all but a ruse, you see. You played the traitor most convincingly, my boy. And now you may leave. Let's see. Oh yes, your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Go! Capture your beauty, capture your strength, do a little dance. Let's do a little dance. Is it gonna be the Makot dance? Yep. Oh my, such confidence, such grace. They quite literally emanate from you. There's a smirk. We did poorly on these though. I believe we're ready to make our decision. You truly are singular among the other applicants. We can confidently say you've passed the first audition. Even hard-boiled Schulterfight nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries, but you remained composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Our agent awaits without to guide you on the next step. Quite the choose selection of candidates this time, eh? You feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes. Good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. I can see in your eyes that you've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. Let me go behind here. Those are like the Byakko chairs, I would assume. Alright, exit to the Gold Court. Once you leave the Hall of the Unbound, you will be unable to return. Okay, fine. I'm not looking to G-pose in there. You thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition? I'll have you know our standards are higher than that. By the way, if you had failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. You never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. But don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. Ooh, we get something after beating this one. Okay. You must endure one final test. And seeing how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. She was here a moment ago, but something compelled her to leave for the Sigali Desert. Always has she found the slightest whim. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. Alright, to the Sigali Desert, which would be the Forgotten Springs. Boom, 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 boom. Nope, that's not right. Okay, she's actually not that far away from the Forgotten Springs. Or doesn't appear to be that far away. Survey the designated location. Well, all I see are sprites and anglers. There she is! Does she have a minion? Did she have a little mushroom minion? Like Lil Bun? Or whatever it's called? She does! She has summoned a landworm to her. Stop. Shake. Spin. Okay, so she can control beasts. Now come. I wonder if this is gonna have anything to do with the Beastmaster questline. Good boy, good boy. It works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? Or is this not a chance encounter? Is that so? My underlings see potential in you. Ah. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Remember my name. The Architect of Passage, Apyahi! That's a pose. I don't think it was Architect either, I think I just misread. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there is but one requirement. Boundless charisma. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. No one will follow a bore. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. They'll gladly throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. I did well in forming my first cadre of leaders. Their absolute devotion to indulging their own desires moved even me to tears. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. Do I have a choice to say something? Or do I just remain quiet? Questions. So many questions. Well, now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Power, fame, wealth. Wealth. I understand that money is the lifeblood of this world, and not but the wealthy can act with true freedom. Yes, it is that very structure we wish to dismantle. As for me, I only want one thing. Freedom. My village prospered amid nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by the rules of our society. Our roles were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes, but I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went into the forest to hunt, and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before us. For this, I was rewarded with exile. Yet my banishment was a blessing in disguise, for it helped me realize I could survive, I could thrive, unbound by rules. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. But enough about myself. There's something I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of the beasts that infest these sands. I don't need to worry about them. These beasts that infest these sands are weak compared to me. Watch. See this sandworm over there? It is but dead. And this one that is now following me, it also is nothing but dead. Alright, Yahi. As I said, beasts abound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let us commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means are at your disposal. There we go. That was a fine show of strength. Fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. We are not far now. Almost said not too far now. To this corner of the place. Rah! Ah. So many people are here now. Holy cow. Here we are. I've heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. In Uldar, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this, as if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. Okay. Indeed. It is every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey. Free. I believe people have the same capacity, each of us a star unto ourselves, the light of our lives illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. Ah, yes. You've passed, by the way. I knew I wanted you with me soon after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate towards you, don't they? I can tell. And so, to honor your induction into my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. It is what I would like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted as of late. Aww. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. In the remote outskirts of Jacques Tyrol, I came across ancient and forgotten ruins, and within, I encountered the spirit of a Yakoi who called himself the Wise One. I asked the Wise One where I might find freedom, and he told me this story. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Jacques Tourol. But before we could settle here, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one many lost their lives. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the power of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. This is a ton of backstory and lore for Beastmaster. I don't think this will have anything to do with unlocking the Beastmaster quests, but I do think that this will really inform when you finally do pick up Beastmaster. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren, yet I knew I could save others from our fate, and so I traveled across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon wrong. I'm singing a song now instead of telling the story. So I traveled across the land, bestowing the treasures upon struggling tribes. I wish to ham-fistedly heroic voice. I wish to create a place where people bereft of a home can live as they wish. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Your conviction is plain to see. That is true. 5 treasures have I bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Its power is far too dangerous. My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure upon me. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing. I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound. And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of the world from their chains. That's a choice. It's certainly a pose. If this isn't Team Rocket, I don't know what is. They got the cheesy storylines and the dramatic poses and... I did not initially intend to spend so much time in these wastes. Do ensure you master that Do ensure you master that pose I showed you. Although I've only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. With that, I cordially welcome you to the Passage of the Unbound. Pose of the Unbound. You have learned the emote, Pose of the Unbound. Hold on. I have to use it. It's so dramatic. Enforcing freedom. Now that the night sky has energized us, it is time to take action. Our goal is no less than to see every nation of the world crumble, yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Tourol, when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One, no ruler had united the continent under one banner. Uncertainty was in the air, but so was the scent of freedom. I had never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I adopted a Shatona name for myself. Yet now that same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state, and each day that passes, those binds grow tighter. That is why our first course of action shall be to return Tourol to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tuliolol. While my previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence, they never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing a nation. It falls to us to set a precedent for future leaders to follow. Go to Tural and get the lay of the land. Venture to Husatawi and Shaloni, and rendezvous with my enforcers at the local tavern. You may await further orders there. Okay. Apyahi's scheme has been laid bare. You should bring this information to Ral Majun in Tuliolol. Okay. To Tuliolol! And let's go to the Forard Cabins. And then we'll sprint this way. Jump. Bum 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 ba da dun 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 dun. Arilith, you are returned! Were you able to track down Apyahi? I see. Her methods for testing the mettle of her would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves. Yet learning that her next target is Tuliolol only makes this sinking feeling in my stomach worse. Those sun rays were beautiful. This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. We've heard whispers of a plot against the city and have been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads. While you were abroad, some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. Oh, speak of the withdrawal. Hey, they're all back! I love the way the sun's rays are bouncing right now. Like, that's so cool. Friends! Some of you, it's been months. Some of you I just saw yesterday. Like Itoka, but not Kyuki and Tepeki. When Brook-Evu sent word you meant to pursue Apyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet right as we were arranging a ship to cross the ocean, we spied a suspicious group disembarking at the port. We decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shaloni. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tuliolol and the inner workings of its government and defenses. When not bothering the people of Shaloni, they loaf about in Husatawi. The master of the tavern there said the group spend long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing and going on about some plan. Clearly, they are the enforcers Apyahi mentioned. We need to find out what they're planning and how Apyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them. Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop. Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Arilith to aid us. I hope you can oblige. I'm on the good side and the bad side right now. Then it's settled. Wait, nope, that's the wrong voice. Then it's settled. Loshkana, Tepeki, and I will work to uncover the nature of Apyahi's treasure. These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. I bought them from a foreign sailor. I knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later. Alright, once we've discovered something, we'll meet you at the Aetherite Plaza in Husatawi. Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine. I'm hoping that I'm using the same voices, roughly-ish, that I used for some of these characters. Because I don't know if I am or not. Alright, Koyiki. I have something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the unbound to justice for their crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all. You've met this Apyahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her. It can do that? I was ready to use stealth and deception, but this will make getting the information we need much easier. I can't, My thinking exactly, but it will all be for nothing if Yapyahi reaches them before we do. So let's make our way to Husatawi at once. Where's Husatawi? Right there. My brain couldn't function for a second. Jump on that, jump. In we go. Is it upstairs? There's so many of us. Where did I... Oh, here we go. I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound Turali gathered around one of the tables. Doubtless they're our targets. There's no one fitting Apyahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance. We can hear everything from out here. So we'll keep watch in case Apyahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Link Pearl. Alright, Arilith. Take the Dreamweave cocoon in hand and in your mind's eye, envision that wicked woman. You will be transfigured into Apyahi. Okay. And there we are. We're Apyahi. It's so cheesy. Oh, boss. Wait, you told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose. We've all got sore arms from practicing it so much. No one but you could strike a pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss. Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right? Have you done what I asked? I think we have it memorized. Still, it couldn't hurt to review what you told us. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tuliolol. Cerulean barrels will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion. And Elarit's concoction will give us the strength to crush the Landsguard like ants. A simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Arilith. And how will my artifact aid you? What'll you be having? Excuse me, we're in the middle of something. That is what I believe she said at the start. In the very first thing. Because she did the same thing at the other place. Yeah, mind your business. We'll be moving along, so stop trying to bleed us for every coin we have. Arilith, we see the real Apyahi approaching. We have to buy time. We have to buy time. Keep the henchmen talking. Bum 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 bum. Don't be too obvious. You there! Excuse me! I wouldn't go in here. The drinks are more water than spirit. Is that so? Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. No! The food. There's no food either. They've sold every last dish. What? And they have the gall to remain open? Greed run amok indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a paying customer. Have you no shame? There was something else. I didn't think there was. You were supposed to shore up our numbers, right? You said that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it? Arilith, get out of there! She's coming in! Why are you going down the stairs? If she's coming in, she's going to come in the front. Nope, never mind. That was smooth. Oh, you're already here. You move quickly. I can teleport, yo. I'm surprised you can't. Well, that means we can get started all the sooner. Once Tuliolol succumbs to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tural. Now, see to your preparations and then join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order. Okay, but I don't have any preparations. Let's see what we have to say over here. That was close! I don't know what would have happened if we were found out. We couldn't hear what you were saying while we were trying to distract Epyahi. Did you get anything we can use? That's great! Tintoawa and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them. This seems like... Guys, if I'm playing the role of a double agent, I shouldn't be having meetings in the same area where my... Okay. This is dangerous. I heard you ran into Epyahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened. Well, here's the plan. Booms at the gate, a concoction to make them strong, and an army. I see. The plan is to strike at Tuliolol from the Shaloni side. Then we can focus our defenses there. You said her minions spoke of an army being summoned by her treasure. That matches with a story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hoped their expertise in tracking deadly beasts such as the Tural Vidral, the very source of our treasure's power, might provide insight on the capabilities of hers. Apparently, they received reports that creatures across Tural were fallen under the thrall of a Shatona woman. Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb. Yeah, that's kind of what I saw in the Sagali Desert. So I believe it. I saw Apyahi command a massive worm. Well, we know what our enemy is capable of. I've heard that some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, smell, or even magical energy. Perhaps the Tral Vidral, whose essence lies within her treasure, was one of those, but it's difficult to say which. Even so, we know Apyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us. We'll cut her off. We'll cut off her advance at Zorgar the Boundless. It'll take everything we have to drive her back. But if we fight as one, neither her nor her beast will take a single step into Tuliolol. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Apyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Ra Majun what we've learned? Sure. Sure thing. Back to Tuliolol once again. I saw Miyato for a second. She's bringing an army of beasts to our doors. There's so little time to prepare. And if the treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will, we must consider the possibility it can be used on people too. I'll bring this information to the Landsguard at once, that they might begin readying the city's defenses. I know neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Arilith. With any luck, Apyahi and her cronies will soon be languishing in cells. Okay. You said Tento Awa was keeping watch in Husatawi, right? I suppose no news is good news. Apyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. It's time, everyone. We make our stand before the gates of Tuliolol. Went through like 3 different accents right there, it's fine. And here I was hoping that Apyahi would turn herself in. I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have that treasure, but she doesn't have our allies. And she certainly doesn't have you. Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow will become a dawn and Tuliolol free of their shadow. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum. Now we gotta go speak with Loish Kana at the Tuliolol. I went to the wrong spot. Are you freaking kidding me? Alright. Let's fly. I'm sure this will be an instance, or there'll be an instance in this quest. Wouldn't really make sense for there not to be. There we go. I was right. Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than fortunate, I am confident that in the end, we'll be the stronger for them. We won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tuliolol. Today, Apyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes. Okay. Let's do this! Eye level sync is 730. We're not there yet. We're like 727 or something. It's fine. They're here. She's gonna see me and feel betrayed. We knew you were coming, Apiahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further. Tumbleweeds and everything? Are we doing every Western showdown? So you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. I offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog. I never intended to fight by your side. Of course you would say that. You are Eorzea's savior, after all. I knew it from the moment I saw you, and I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans. I wanted you to see what we fight for, to realize the beauty of true freedom, and devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally. Alas, your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Interesting. You think I have the power to command others against their will? Well, don't you? Oh, you are far more foolish than I believed. I would never rob anyone of their freedom. She's gone. Not gone here. Look! Beasts approach from the Tuliolan side! But how? We committed too heavily to this side, and now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate. I can't find an accent for any of them that stays consistent. The path to a new tomorrow lies ever before us. We need only to be brave enough to walk it. Leave this lot to us. You tend to the others. He's a little minion. I feel bad for him. I don't know how long I will feel bad for him. We have to take care of these beasts before going after Apiahi. Boy, these things don't have a whole lot of health, do they? As I feared, my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. How about this? Oh, let me stance up and take my place as the rightful tank here. There's 3 of us. Well, 2 of us, actually. Then we have 2 Dippus. I should have came as a healer. I'll end this in a single blow. No, I think not. Attacking from above. Devious. So it's not that she can control well, maybe it is. But these ones she specifically talked about making. Alright, Tepeki, leave some aggro for me. Come on now. A tenacious lot, aren't you? Well, I suppose I wouldn't want you to fall too quickly. Scheming, are we? Don't think I'll allow you to do so. Holy cow, there's so much going on. No, my poor, pitiful pets! So I cannot rely on numbers alone. Keep them distracted, my darlings. We'll be fine. Go after Apyahi. Alright? I might be in trouble. No, you aren't, buddy. I got you. Something a little different this time. Behold the fruits of my travels across Tyrol. Thanks for the help. Now to catch up Yahi. Don't think you've won yet. You're strong to be sure, but so is this. Uncanny Huelapin? Send your worst. I won't lose. Don't hold back. My medicines will keep you upright. Limits are just more rules to be broken. That doesn't look good. Worry not. Get behind me and you'll be safe. Ah! You survived that? Bah, even bugs squirm before they die. This time, I'll finish things. You're as stubborn as the mud stuck to my sandals, yet that alone is something. Tento Awa, you should probably just get out of the way, bud. Don't stand in the orange. I admit, I may have underestimated you lot. Together we will triumph. And while defeating you would be quite the feather in my cap, the gates of Tuliolol are a much easier target. Curses! She's making a run for it! Follow her, Arilith! Get back here! If I have to fight her minion, I'm gonna be sad. I'm not lying. If I have to fight the minion, it's adorable. Anything that would obstruct the free world I aim to create will be destroyed. Must you insist on being a thorn to my side? Very well, then I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eorzea's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom. The architect, Apyahi. I have hiccups. It's a moldy cactar? It's a moldy swoltinder? She's a black mage. Mycotinder? Go forth, my prickly punisher, and crush those who would bind us. Oh, get out of that. My, but what is this sudden dreadful feeling? Perhaps I haven't been sleeping well as of late. Well, we're almost to the halfway point of health. Alright, flare markers. I dove into that. Impressive. I expected no less of you, but this farce ends here. Ooh, you fettered me. Now, smash her to a pulp. I don't think so. So you find comfort in fellowship. At least this will save me the trouble of killing you one by one. This is your moment, my pointy pugilist. Ugh, it's getting even stronger. Spoiling smash! Oh, what? How can you stand before the treasure's might? What are you? I'm the warrior of freaking light. Such power. That would be welcome within the passage of the Unbound. Everyone on me. No, focus him down, come on. Then we can focus on Apyahi the Architect. I think we can beat him before this matters. Yep. Now, Apyahi, get back on me. You're my target. She went straight back to Tepeki. Even though I voked and everything. It's funny how when we're all focusing on her though, like she has no health. Look at that. Look at that just drop. I'm not getting out of here. You all can scatter. But I won't. I won't do it. I'm not finished yet. I can replenish my ranks. No, you can't. Yes! Go Kuiki. Oh, and it breaks. Oh, no. I'm actually a little sad for the guy. It seems I must admit defeat. Yet know this, I do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided. Think back upon the leaders who came before you, those 5 self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased. Each one of them the perfect image of liberty, yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power. That is why we fought, why we became villains, to tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules so that the voiceless may speak again. What made you feel this way? Arilith has told you already, surely. Yet the exile that emboldened my hatred of meaningless restrictions also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it. And as I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went, that the many were bound by the few. In Gridania, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors. In Ul'dah, merchants craft laws to exert their control over others. Even in Limsa Lominsa, once lawless pirates are made to bow to the state. Need I say more? The countless Ishgardians who were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war. The people of the East, whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores. I had to go west to find what I sought. Here in Tural, I lived a life unbound. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again. Terrible? What happened? I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings. Okay. Kinda fair. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? In my village, charging for something so essential was unthinkable. So long as one followed the rules, that is. For the first time since my exile, I questioned my path. I nigh convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all. What? Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely, if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reasons behind trading coin for it. No. Money is just another rule that's used to control us. Okay, she's not wrong, though. Like, that's kinda the whole point of capitalism. A rule that I won't accept. I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent I plotted. The rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters. Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone. In its place stood a sign that read, "No vagrancy." The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That can't have been easy. I can understand your perspective, Epyahi, but a world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Laws are the only things which keep us from that. And I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules. Rules whose purposes are sometimes baffling. But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you're dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Epyahi, is not freedom. It is self-indulgence. So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please? I mean, that's kind of what he did say. Not a word got through to her. Talking anymore would just be a waste of breath. It's time to put her in chains. This is all you're doing, isn't it? It's time you joined the rest of your minions. I won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice and they will carry on my legacy. The passage of the Unbound shall remain open forevermore! Your bravery was inspiring, everyone. Epyahi is in the custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished. We should return to Zabalyev Tai and let Mural Majun know about our victory here. Where's Miauto? I'm just gonna give Miauto a quick little pet. And now to return to Tuliolal, even though we're literally like, we could just run through the gate. However, I'd rather not, because then I have to get to a thing and I can just go like this. All right. I heard all about your battle with the passage of the Unbound. Leave it to you all to not only capture their leader, but do so without anyone in Tuliolal coming to harm. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection inspected the remains of the beasts you fought. The discoveries were surprising, to say the least. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that had taken the form of familiar creatures. The mages concluded that the Taral Vidral sealed within their treasure was likely once a fungi itself. This explains the sighting of Apyahi traveling with beasts of all sort at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recreating them with the power of the treasure. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're all welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. Speaking of which, I hear Tento Awa and the others will be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet, but I'm sure they'd love to speak with you one last time. Now, if I can get like a group photo with them for a thing, that would be pretty cool. I neglected to mention this earlier, but I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever. I've looked to Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers. We train together and take turns on watch, among other things. Lozanique no longer needs to spend her days abed, and sometimes joins us in our drills. I admit this new life wouldn't be the same without her. A new life for which we both owe you thanks, Arilith. We'll keep striving to follow the example you set before us. My people have accepted the fact that we cannot rely upon the Heartstein, and even now train to build a natural resistance to various toxins. It took some time to figure out the right amounts to use, and I admit there were some close calls, but luckily, the Heartstein was at our disposal. Yes, I believe that our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. I hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. I'd forgotten how delicious food could be. The others will be glad to hear how key the Dreamweave cocoon was to our success. And though it seems Apyahi recognized you from the moment you met, it didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms to me that you've more than earned your renown as a hero. I still aspire to become a hunter worthy of Itoka's legacy, and I know it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, but I won't stop there. Keep your ears to the ground, Arilith, for someday you might hear tales of Koiki, a hunter true. Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins, but I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tuliyollal, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Kakulja sent me a letter. He said the authorities have taken his circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon, and just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Everyone's looking forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kakulja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tuliyollal more often. And then to Peki. To think the origin of the treasures lies with the Yakhoi. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they sought still more when their very survival was at stake. My people were afraid of the Apex, and so sealed it away within our treasure, but over time the treasure became feared as the beast within. Thus we never considered using it as a tool to aid us. I've been training hard, and I hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It might take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than last time we met, right? You don't have to answer. But trust me when I tell you, we won't take the road like easy road like Virazon. Every bit of progress we'll earn through hard work. On that note, as much as I'd like to stay, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brook Evu and Ral Majun. Speak with Brook Evu. Glad you got to catch up with everyone. Shall we bring this party to a close then? I think so. I think so. I'll stop snapping, I'm sorry. Be well, everyone. I'll bring Lozanique next time. I want her to meet the people who helped us. Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to freshly hunted boar. Everyone get home safely. We'll meet again soon. I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, if only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me. Look, it's the Tuliolol Power Rangers! It's morphin' time! It was a long and trying road, but the treasures are finally back in their rightful places. And the passage of the unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. I'm sure we'll hear no more of them again. Here's to peace in Tuliolol. Psh, rules. Basic social considerations. Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their neck. Did you see how nobly Apyahi fought? As long as I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the path she showed us. It's up to us to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon. The passage of the unbound shall remain forever open, and will be there to guide others upon it. There are more of you? Criminals! Over here! That's funny. By the gods, run! We can't be caught here! Okay. Arilith, trip him. Gosh. All right. Thanks for watching, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you thought of it. And you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and I'll see you around.